Hello everyone and welcome to Game 7, Barry versus North Bay of the LGCHL playoff first round. This is probably one of the most highly anticipated games of the season, and me, along with buddy CK Wellvan, General Manager of the Kitchener Rangers.
Yep, what's up, guys?
And our host, Sir Mike Knight, and also Mississauga GM. How you doing, man?
What's going on?
Alright, so we have North Bay and Barry playing. I know this was scheduled to be earlier. We're sorry, we had some technical difficulties. And now the goal for North Bay here. Looks like 1-0. They're getting up early there.
Yeah, that was a tough play for the goalie. He's gotta cover that. He can't cheat. He can't cheat over for that cross crease.
Yes,
yeah, the defenders in front. He had to cover that post, and he didn't.
Yeah, this is the same goalie that was in that 10-5 loss yesterday that could have clinched it for Barry, actually. The starting lineups, the Mitty versus McPluggles, one of the huge talks about this game. A lot of banter going on between the two teams with some rulings and some trash talk as always. You always see chirping around this time, but these two have really seemed to grown into a rivalry.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for Barry. But they bring their first line in Clutch Jamesy, Bogosian, and Mitty. But they're up against Ragu, McPluggles, and Sharp. I mean, arguably the best line in the CHL is Ragu, McPluggles, and Sharp. As far as the defense goes, it's a little less evenly matched, in my opinion. You got North Bay bringing out Noodle the God and Captain Kachow, and Barry bringing up BD88 and Big Swag. In my opinion, North Bay has the breakaway.
Oh, here we go. Let's see if they can get it.
And in my opinion, North Bay has the upper hand in that one.
Yeah, I agree. And Borico baby as well. That's a goal for North Bay.
Another goal for North Bay here.
Yeah, and Borico baby as well. One of the better goalies in the league.
He's going up against NYC Twisted, and anybody who watched Game 5, you saw he had a really tough one. He's had a tough
North Bay on the break here.
See if they get it. No.
And poked it.
Wow. If they would have gotten that one, that would have been huge.
And North Bay getting on him early, but if Barry can tighten up, they can really get back into this game. There's a lot of time. You just got to not give up and play your position. Defense has got to be patient.
And that's the thing. Like, I was watching the stream of Game 5. And it seems like after the
first here. Oh, that's broken up.
And I think the
Barry
rules
needs
for
to swap
North
down
Bay, honestly,
early in the going here, though.
Yeah, the defense, like I was saying, seemed to be the struggling point in that Game 6. The goalie was kind of left to dry a little bit. I know Mike was watching that stream too. We were kind of shouting in the shout box a little bit during it. The defense had really seemed.
I was trying to get Barry's defense to wake up and play positionally, and here we are, Game 7 though. I mean, 2 chances to put North Bay away. You can't give them 2 chances. You can't give them McPluggles.
If they let McPluggles take control of this game, the best scorer in the CHL, Barry will easily let this game get out of hand. It's about making sure they can stay in touch, and I can tell you that slow start would not help their case at all. It looks like Barry coming back up. I think that's Mitty carrying it up ice as well.
Yeah. I mean, Mitty and Bogosian have to work on their chemistry. They played together all season. They built that chemistry. That line has been amazing all season. But they're going against a really tough North Bay, who's been playing together all season as well. But if Bogosian and Mitty can get together, get on the same page, and they got to get into the zone, and they've got to present themselves in the zone. Right now, I'm not seeing a lot of time on attack. I'm seeing a lot of go up, cross crease it, miss, go back. They really need to stay in the zone and start getting the cycle game going. And on defense, defense has got to be a little bit more patient. Twist needs to freaking cover the posts. He's not doing that. right now, and it's hurting him.
I
That
agree.
very
We're seeing
needs
a
to be
lot of
good
missed
cycling
cross
of the puck
crease.
going. In the first period, all you saw was them being able to try to rush right into the crease and get a good pass off for a goal. It doesn't seem to
Looks
work.
like we have a lag out here, actually.
They seem to be forcing it, even if it's not open, and that's a problem.
And we have a lag out here. It looks to be as one of the
Yeah, we
Barry
do.
players is backed out.
Speaking of which, I believe North Bay was supposed to take a penalty, were they not? That was the rumor going around. But
I did not hear a ruling on that at all, so
Yeah,
I
there's
cannot
no
comment.
ruling, so I don't think there is going to be a penalty. But definitely with the lag out there, it's going to put somebody on the power play. I'm not sure who lagged out in that period, but I'm sure we'll figure it out here in a couple minutes.
pretty sure it was a Barry. I think it was Barry. Either that or it was a North Bay player. I'm not sure.
So
I thought it was
wasn't
Barry's
nothing
defenseman.
still after one. 2 periods left to go in this hockey game. If you're Barry's GM, what do you tell your guys?
Keep fighting.
I tell them to be patient in the offensive zone. I tell them to slow it down and get the cycle game going. Get your defense involved. They're not doing a whole lot to cover because let's be honest, Barry isn't doing much to get their defense involved. So they're making themselves really one-dimensional. They need to get their defense involved, but their defense has to make smart plays with it too if they're gonna pass back there.
Yeah, I gotta agree with. I'm seeing a lot of rush huts, so to speak. There's a lot of just rushing up the ice, going up for the cross crease, missing it, coming back on defense, and that's where both of the goals for North Bay came from. They missed a opportunity for a cross crease, and it led into a goal, and one of those were a breakaway, if I'm correct. They gotta start cycling the puck a little more, being patient, taking their time. It's 2-0 right now. They still got 2 periods to go, and depending on who lagged out, could get a power play. But honestly, they cannot let this game get too far away from them. This 2-0 is a sizable comeback, but they cannot let the game get away from them. If they get away from it too easily, that might cost them this game.
Yes, the IHL is picking back up this season.
Yes.
There are currently 10 teams in the IHL. So if you're a team if your team has been eliminated and looking to play some more hockey, that's definitely the place to be.
Yeah, I've played in the IHL a couple of times. Definitely a fun league. You know, it's not necessarily taken like too competitively necessarily. It's not like Pro Series or anything like that. It's just kind of dick around, fun hockey just to play.
Yeah, winding down.
I can honestly say that I've never had a chance to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean every season that I've been in LG that I've played the full season. 1, I've been management. 2, we've made it to the playoffs, and I've never had a chance. So.
Oh wow. Yeah, I remember you were with Aces back on that Chicoutimi team that went to Memorial. Am I correct? I think you guys were GM and AGM.
Yeah, I took over AGM after Breezy left.
Easy. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see here.
Last season, I was up in the AHL with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton, and we were one and done in the playoffs, but we made it, and we didn't think we were going to get that far with the team we had.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was looking up at the AHL and saw you guys doing pretty well up there for yourselves. We'll see here what the update is on the lag out. I'm actually trying to see if I can maybe get in contact with Gogosian or Sharp to see what's up.
Yeah, although I wouldn't want to bother them as they're trying to get all this sorted out in the correct manner, at least in my views. But it looks like here we're getting something going.
Yes, sir, indeed we are.
Yeah, it looks like progress is being made. I'm not sure who lagged out in this case. Haven't seen any reports of that.
Yeah, it'll just come down to seeing on the penalty here. It looks like a pause in our stream as well.
Yep.
Honestly, we saw a lot of bickering going on as well, back and forth, and a lot of support from both teams. And let me just say, like, did anyone ever see this coming? Game 7.
I think this is the CHL coming together as a whole to look at this, use this game as a way of, bringing more excitement to the series. It'll make or break some people. I think it'll make probably some nervous about how they play. It's iffy, really. I mean,
Huge
and it looks
playoff
like
implications
Ijupi's in the game here. I think that's a new guy that's
for
being
Barry,
brought
I
in.
believe, or North Bay.
North Bay.
Yeah, North Bay. My bad.
So,
He was talking in the
or,
show.
oh, maybe not. That might be a. Yeah, no, that's just somebody joining the game.
That's just a guy who joined the game.
That's Ijupi. He's just getting the game together so that there's no lag on their side. That's
yeah, and then
okay.
the goalie for Barry should be coming in. I'm not sure who was the one that lagged out. I guess we'll see soon when the penalty takes place. But honestly, I know it's kind of a bit late now, and we started a bit late. But what are you guys' predictions for this game? I know right now North Bay is up 2-0, but what's your guys' predictions for this one?
Fortunately, I've seen North Bay taking this game. I always like to root for the underdog, but North Bay's first line and their first line D is just too. It's just too much. Mix that with Borko, baby, and it's a tough team to play against. I don't see Barry's first line taking them on. I did say in the doghouse that if Barry line matched, which it looks like they had. That they had a really good chance of taking this game 7, but I honestly didn't. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So the fact that they made it to game 7, even win or lose, they should hold their heads high for a great season. They're number 8 seed. They lost the number 1 seed, and they took them to game 7. So either way, it's a great season for Bogey, and it's also a great season for Ragu, the GMs respectively. So. I mean, we'll see. Two goals in 2 periods. It's not by no means this game over.
Yep.
Yeah, very much so. And who's taking the penalty, who's getting the power play, also could have a big effect.
Yes, that is the mystery we're about to find out here.
If let's say Barry gets the power play and scores a goal, that's momentum.
Sure, we'll know off the face-off. So
we'll know on who's not moving on the face-off and who.
Yeah, I think it'll tell.
All right, let's see.
Bogey and McPuggles at the.
Yep, that is the North Bay penalty.
And North Bay takes the puck.
Wow, so if Barry can capitalize on this changes the game completely.
It's taking them a while to dump it.
And
there we go.
Over. Yep. All right, so Barry on the power play. They're first in the game.
But all right, Barry, here we go.
What they were doing was taking their 1 minute to figure out if they had lag.
Oh,
lag.
Okay. Yes, because this is the new input lag rule brought in by LG. So we'll see what Barry can do and execute on the power play.
Barry's got to take advantage of this, and they've got to take advantage of the lag out because the momentum was going all North Bay's way. There's no momentum now, so they've got to take it.
And North Bay kind of seemed to be controlling the puck for most of that. Now we have Bogosian carrying it in. Or that's James, excuse me. Over to Mitty. Mitty turns it over. North Bay will dump it.
Mitty
scores! And that's a goal for Barry. That's what they need right there.
It's 2-1 now in North Bay's favor.
That's all on the forecheck. Forecheck is absolutely important. People sleep on the forecheck, man, but it is tough for those defenders if you get in their face.
3-on-1.
And that's exactly what happened.
Plays broken.
Yep. And now with Barry starting to get momentum, as you can see, Mitty deking around, carrying it up. 2-on-3, Mitty scores, and that is a tie game.
Oh, there
Mitty
we go.
taking control.
And Mitty's taking control of this one for the Barry.
Wow.
2-2 tie.
So that's Mitty with his second goal, assisted by GM Bogosian. And it looks like North Bay has now a missed pass there to the center, a possible one-on-one opportunity there for him lost. But North Bay turns it over, gets it back.
What I'm seeing Borko going down to the butterfly too early. He's telegraphing what he's going to do. So, I mean, when you got a shooter like Mitty, you don't want to telegraph which way you're going to go, whether you're going to stand up or butterfly. And Mitty made him head.
Penalty. Yeah. So this is the first power play for North Bay. Let's see if they can respond after two Barry goals.
Honestly, that was a really good penalty, in my opinion. You don't want to let him get that cross crease off. So I mean, it was a good penalty. Let's see if Barry can
Respond.
Oh,
Let's see here.
Yeah, Barry's gonna have to look at back on
pinch it.
defense
Let's
here.
see.
North
Very
Bay's really
patient with
spreading
it.
them out.
Yeah, they're patient with it right now too. Shot blocked by Teal.
This is exactly what Barry needs to do. They need to be patient with the puck. They need to start getting into the zone and cycling.
And that's the thing. The sooner they can get this puck out of the zone on this power play, the better. Because the fact that you have such a strong line with North Bay
And we're back even
it's
again.
killed. Yeah,
Big save.
It's good
Big
kill,
save
good kill.
by NYC.
the fact that they have such a strong line out there in North Bay, the fact that they need to kill the power play, that'll be huge for this game. So watch out for that as well. The penalties.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Looks like it's stuck into the corner. Wraparound save by the goalie. And Mitty taking
What an
an
excellent
excellent
save. I think Twisted woke up. I think it took that first period for him to wake up and actually cover those posts. He did an excellent job of covering the post there.
2-on-1. And missed. Yeah, on the poke check there. Barry's really stepped it up defensively in this second period here, I've noticed. I know in the first period it was a little
I'm seeing a lot of good things from both guys. That one was BD88. The 3-on-1 before was against Big Swag, and they're both playing some good D. Ooh.
See, it's up here. I don't know if I'm behind you guys or not, but looks like a tie-up goes to North Bay.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm having to watch it. I'm having to watch it on a different stream because that's just too choppy for me.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm about to do myself, to be honest.
A little bit behind you guys, and I'm a little bit behind the stream, but
yes.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much all around the same time. That stream has 95 viewers, and realistically, it's a live commentary, but mostly kind of for people that missed the game to kind of take back and watch with a little bit of a extra up to it.
It's just giving a little bit more to the CHL media. I mean,
definitely.
In my opinion, CHL has the best media in the LG. You know, I mean, close with the NHL, but you know, because F5 Penguin does a great job up there, but the CHL, it's
another big poke
a lot of people just getting into it, and
yeah, it's just there's so much media that goes around the city, and there's so many guys that want to contribute, like Doghouse and such, and there's been a couple other shows that have come up and come out, and like
another good for example.
Well, anybody that knows me knows that I'm always trying to get some media going. I love to host. I love hearing myself talk. Is what it is.
I think I have started to do the same as well this season. What took me by surprise was that playoff opener video. I noticed I was also involved in a portion of that, so it was pretty nice to see.
Yeah, I think all three of us
that video was absolutely amazing, and yeah, I had a couple spots in it myself.
Yeah.
It was well put together, and that's the end. That's the end of the second. We're going into the third. It's a tie game, 2-2.
Here, boys. It's 2-2 tie. The best hockey you can get right here in all of the CHL at the moment.
Oh man, this is
third.
This is about as good as hockey as anyone can ask for here.
Just a little update on the Mississauga Pete's Game 6. We are up 1-0 after one. With
Peterborough leads that series, doesn't it?
Peterborough is leading that series 3-2.
So if that does go to 7, Mike, would you guys end up playing that tonight for 10:30?
We absolutely have to. We don't have a choice. All games have to be done tonight. The problem with going to Game 7 against somebody like the Petes, you've got Paulie Chunks. He's always a threat. Right now, our first line matched against their first line in Paulie Chunks, and we took 1 of 1. So it's anyone's game if it goes to Game 7. Right now, we've got to force a Game 7.
What line do you guys
against the wall? Right now, we've got our second line of Grow Up, Yackle Rocks, and right now we've got a ECU and Hume.
That'll be interesting there.
Yeah, with AOW Kiefer and RX Meds and Golden Aces in net. Unfortunately, Holy Rebel cannot play it all today, so Golden Aces has to play all 3.
Okay.
So that series is going to a Game 7, Mississauga, Peterborough.
No, that game is right now after 1. Hold on, I might have another update.
Let's see.
Nope, that's the text from my brother. Yeah, right now after 1, it's 1-0 Mississauga.
Yeah. Barry's really done a good job on the forecheck. A penalty there, but a solid job on the forecheck I've noticed for Barry these past couple periods.
Spending a lot of time in the defensive zone, though. They need to get that puck up. They need to make smarter passes. That penalty had to have been taken because they're too tired sitting there in the defensive zone trying to get the puck up.
Something I've noticed that North Bay did in the last power play they spread Barry out a lot, got themselves open lanes, and we'll see how they do this period, because I noticed they were spreading them out really well. I was surprised they didn't take maybe 1 or 2 more shots than they did.
The one thing that Barry's doing right is they're not puck chasing. They've got 2 people sticking on one side, 2 people sticking on the other side, and they're not chasing the puck. They got 1 person challenging and the other person back. So, I mean, it's kind of like the box is what I like to call it. The box in front of that net.
I know there's a couple of teams using that strategy often in LG, especially up in the upper leagues.
Yeah, it's very effective if you can do it right. Obviously, it still has holes. You're still sitting against 5 people when you're at 4.
Big save there by the goalie, and also I think it was poked a little bit too. I think there was some contact with the puck. Bogey dumps it in. North Bay gets it.
Bogey's actually playing center.
Oh, that's Jamesy then, correct?
Yeah, James.
Yeah, Jamesy.
Jamesy is playing left wing.
I'm used to
huge save from Twisted.
Yeah.
Here goes Bogey.
Penalty. Oh, cross.
Oh,
and Barry looks to be getting on the power play here very shortly halfway through the 3rd.
Yeah, delayed penalty offside by Mitty. Wow, a huge.
Twiston's got to get to the bench and offside.
Yep, Mitty offside there. Barry's going to keep it. Bogey missed the pass. That's Jamesy with the goal.
Oh, Jamesy.
There we go.
3-2. Wow.
We got the underdog. The underdog.
Like North Bay's pausing, maybe a timeout.
It looks like Borico was trying to save that cross crease. The pass that never actually ended up over there. Yeah, it's. What can you do with that at that point? I mean, you've got to try to slide over and cover that cross. That cross never came through. It goes right back to Jamesy, and Jamesy hits the open net.
Yeah, just wow, to be honest with you. That was a beautiful power play. 2 for 2 tonight on the power play for Barry, while North Bay's 0 for 2. So we'll see how the rest of this plays out. This is a 3-2 Barry lead for anyone that is just joining us. North Bay started out scoring 2 goals in the first period, but after a lag out by one of their players, Barry scored 3 unanswered, and a save that just went behind Twists there, but ended up getting a hold of it for a stop.
It's a big face-off in the defensive zone. I mean, it's
beautiful.
8.5 minutes is still plenty of time. North Bay's got to get their defense going. They've got to. Oh, they cannot be pinching like that, though. They're lucky. They're lucky.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Barry's got to be real careful if you want to pull off an upset like this. They definitely.
They got a player going. Shot. Big save by Twist. He's been on. After that first period,
Mighty moving in now.
Taking off the rust. Nearly
covered by Borico.
Borico will freeze with 5:46 left in the 3rd. Oh my goodness, guys.
We have ourselves a game, friends.
Yes,
Barry,
we do. We have a
Barry looking to hold on to the lead. They need to get that 3 men out.
Tried to cross the midi, failed. Couldn't get it there. Beautiful defense. And a nice job. Midi with a great hit. Bogey deking around. Mini ends up picking up that D. Crosses to James. Oh, what a glove save. And that's what we've seen all season from Borico. The beautiful glove saves. 4:07 left here for North Bay to try and get something.
North Bay's defense has got to step up. They can't let them get those crosses.
Mini will go. That's a hattie for Mini.
Ooh,
Our interviewee today, actually.
It's 4-2 Barry, 3:43. If you're North Bay, what do you do?
Yeah, you gotta do something here. That was Mitty with the goal, assisted by
You got to get
Bogey and
aggressive at this
Jamesy.
point.
Yeah.
You've got to get aggressive. Stick
Pressure.
one person back
Oh,
on
Mitty
D,
with a break.
and you got to put four-man pressure up.
Backhand. Oh, big
Oh.
save, and he was tripped up at the end there. No penalty call though. It was a bit late. Beautiful save by Borgo. That might have saved him possibly from maybe being out with now 1:45 left. North Bay shot. Oh, just couldn't get the shot in. I think that would have been a goal.
And a minute left. A little nerve-wracking.
Saved by Twiz, and he'll stop it. This is where I think this is where maybe you might want to call a timeout. What do you think?
Yes, this is a really great
You gotta call a timeout.
take. If you're North Bay, you could probably get a couple more goals, put this thing in the OT, and make it interesting for the fans.
And just for anyone that does not know,
Might be
this
the time
has
to pull goalies.
huge stipulations for playoffs. Huge stipulations. And this will be the first North Bay team in franchise history to not get past the first round when in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, that is huge.
And
Yep.
this would also be one of the rare times we've seen an 8 beat a 1 seed. Here we go. Oh, Barry went to face off. Dump attempt doesn't go. James, he gets the puck, loses it, gets it back, and that will be all.
And
Barry is going to win.
Barry is
Wow.
moving round two.
North Bay upset the first ever first round loss in North Bay history. Wow.
My God, what a series, guys! What a series!
yes.
Beautiful.
We've got people like Sharp McPluggles out golfing for round two. That's a tough pill to swallow for a North Bay team that has dominated all season.
A lot of people picked them for Memorial Cup too. That opens it up for teams such as London and Saginaw and Ottawa. That opens the door so much, even for a couple.
It even opens the door for a team like Barry.
It does.
Barry has showed their dominance, and anybody going against them in round two should be absolutely terrified to play this team. They are riding a high of highs, beating the number 1 seed at the number 8. So, and an update on the Peterborough-Mississauga game, it is now 1-1 after 2.
Oh.
This is some. May I just say, and Mike, I think you'll love this. I'm going to compare it to football. I watch a lot of football personally. Mitty is pulling some Tom Brady type shit out there. Like no one knew his name. He was a random assignment. Got assigned to Katie Bathurst, and then the CHL reshuffle got assigned to Barry. Worked his way up. Started getting his playing time weeks 4 or 3, and him and Bogosian and Jamesy in that line are just pulling some Tom Brady types of shit out there, and much respect from both teams. And let me tell you this, the folks in Barry will be partying hard.
It's Brady, Gronk, and Edelman right there. I mean, what can you do against an offense that is just dominating right now? That line looks to be unstoppable. Don't let the stats fool you. As far as what Jamesy has, they've got the chemistry going, and the chemistry is all that matters, right?
Yes. So just so anyone gets a perspective here, these are going to be all the playoff matchups for the OHL. There was also a Game 7 between Valvure and Shawinigan, so I'm not sure how that went. If I get an update or any of you guys, feel free to let the audience know. Kingston will be playing Barrie. Ottawa will be playing the winner of Mississauga and Peterborough. London will be playing Sault Ste. Marie, and the Flint Birds will be playing the Spirit. Those are some prime matches.
I love how we got you guys saying the Flint Birds now, too.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
A huge topic of the discussion.
And I believe we'll be doing another playoff prediction show over the weekend, right, Mike? If you want to come in for that, more than welcome to have you. It's been great.
Actually, the Doghouse is going to be doing their own show. On Saturday, we'll be doing a live broadcast. So,
nice. Make sure to tune in, definitely, for anyone watching up there. I think Whale fan had to tell.
We will post both in the chat, and we will throw up a forum post leading you to By Mercy and Grace's Twitch feed. If you don't want to miss it, don't feel like going on the website, go to twitch.tv/bymercyandgrace and follow him and put on notifications so you get it right to your phone. So you can tell when he goes live. I'm speechless. Absolutely speechless after that. It doesn't happen to me often.
This is storybook. It's storybook right here. Absolutely,
it's Cinderella's story coming out of the O. absolutely crazy.
And consider this, like, this is the first time in Barry's franchise history that they've made a playoff. Everyone knows them as the Barry Curse. They have always been known as the worst team in the CHL, complete and utter losers in the C. And they come out as the 8th seed, lots of banter constantly going on throughout the day. And Barry comes in down 2-0 in the second and scores this 4 unanswered with Mitty coming in with a hat trick. Like, that's a storybook ending. It's absolutely amazing.
F you Pluggle. That's if we're talking about
F you Pluggle from Mitty.
Pluggle is Mitty's name.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take away from the play of the defense and the goaltending.
Yes. Twist was amazing.
I apologize, Twist. I was on you early. You know, I'm glad that you were able to turn it around after the lag out. The thing about it is the North Bay lag out was the turning point of this game.
Mm-hmm.
And if North Bay doesn't lag out there, I'm not sure that Barry catches up. North Bay had the momentum. They had it all. Barry took advantage of their lag out, took advantage of their penalties, came right back in a quick fashion. They came back and tied it up quick.
They did.
And they just end up running away with it. It was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say. I mean, the defense stepped up. There was a lot of odd man rushes coming against Barry, and Barry stepped up and they did what they needed to do. I mean, that defense woke up and the goaltending woke up, and it just kept them right back into this game, and it allowed Mitty, Bogey, and Jamesy to go up and score.
And how about two guys that didn't really get too much attention, BD88 and Big Swag. After that first period, those two at Twist. Like, I know we were talking about the Bogey, McPluggle, Sharp, Bogosian, Clutch, Ragu situation, but the defense for Barry.
Oh, absolutely. They stepped up in a big way after that lag out. Stepped in a huge way after that lag out, and there was a lot of bad shots coming from North Bay, forced by the defense of Barry, and it made Twist's jobs a lot easier. He didn't have to make a whole lot of spectacular saves. He still made a lot of spectacular saves. I'm not taking it away from Twisted, but it always helps when your defense is playing the way that they played in the second and third period.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let me just say that this was a beautiful game to be able to stream. If I had to stream any game, this is definitely the one. It's been a pleasure to be able to stream this mentality of a game, and what an ending to it. Honestly, like, what an ending. Like, I'm looking at the LGCHL box, and let me just say I've never seen it this momentous in there. Like, there is probably at least 2 or 3 comments going on every couple of seconds about this game. It's been amazing. It just really has. Thank you as well for you, Mike, coming on. I appreciate it. I know you got your own team.
Thank you for having me. I was going to try to do this. I did tell you this off camera. I was going to try to do this with the doghouse. Unfortunately, with Aces having to play all 3 games, and by mercy and grace, it worked. And you know, Bogey obviously in this game, I couldn't get anything going. So I'm glad that you were able to get something going, and I'm glad that you allowed me to come on to your show and help. So
yeah, man, it's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Appreciate you coming on, and if you ever need me at any time, I'm always here as well. Just looking to help out in media as much as I can.
Yeah, there's a lot of banter going on between Barry and North Bay. It's a lot of North Bay.
Yeah, it really is. I'm looking at the manager's chat, trying to see if anything's going on there. The kick manager's chat. There's a lot of talk even going in there, and North Bay's AGM and North Bay's GM ended up leaving the kick chat after the game, including Ego.
Dude, I left the kick chat.
Yeah, I just kept in there just for trades and so on. But and I think the fact that Germ was in there also had a lot to do with it. But man,
if I'm Barry right now, I'm mad that there's a 3-day break, 2-day break before you play any more games. I'm mad about that.
I want to go again tomorrow if I'm Barry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, absolutely. If I were them, I'd want to play again tomorrow. I mean, you gotta ride that high while you can. Hopefully, they can keep it going.
Versus
You
Kingston,
know,
another tough team.
Kingston's another tough team. We'll see. We'll see how that ends up. And soon, hopefully, I'll have the winner of this sixth game of Mississauga, Peterborough. Right now, it's the middle of the third and tied. Unfortunately, there's no stream on this one, but if it goes to Game 7, there will be a stream.
Criminy, I probably would commentate that if you're not playing it.
No, I'm not playing it. I am the third line man.
Mm.
I went from being one of the worst defensemen in the CHL. I don't know if you saw that 1 week, the last week that I played defense. I was rated the worst defenseman in the CHL. Oh, wow. So I got moved up to right wing, and then I had due to availability issues and all that, I had to move over to center. So unfortunately, I've lost my game. Well, I'm sitting in right now. I'm sitting on the third line of Mississauga. So
yeah, that's kind of where my route was. I'm usually a forward, as some people might know. I usually play forward. With the experiment of having to try defenseman, didn't go too well. Had to go on IR a lot this season because of some personal things going on.
I'm having some issues as far as transitioning from 15 to 16 as far as defense goes. I mean, it's a big difference. The tie-ups in front are the biggest thing. You can't tie up anymore.
Yeah, you
so can't. I've got nothing to protect that cross crease. I got to just try to stay in front of the skater. As a defense, you're a little bit more bulky when you're sitting there in the crease, and you can't get caught flat-footed. So you're trying to move around a lot, but at the same time, you got to stay in front. It's definitely tough. Poke checks are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, defense is tough. Definitely right up there with goalie. I mean, goalie. There are a lot of differences in goalie as well. So
yeah, man, definitely.
Here we go. Clutch Jamesy comes out with the North Bay. Thank you guys for the best series that could have happened.
Yeah, McPluggles also said.
And then Sharp with the good all around season. That's the type of sportsmanship I want to see after a game like that. That's what I want to see.
And that's what this is all about. Like, it's competitive, but there's sportsmanship, and that's why the handshake threads are always made there. And in the end, it's all about fun and games. This was about as real life as you can get. This was like Detroit, Colorado kind of stuff right here. It was insane. Honestly, it was just all around an amazing series, and no one expected Barrie to go 7, but sure as hell, no one expected them to win. What great sportsmanship on the side of both North Bay and Barrie here in the shout box as I was looking at it. Mike, I'm not sure if you're still here or not, but
I am. I'm still here. Sorry, I turned my camera off while I'm doing certain
you're
things.
All
good. There's a lot of stuff going on, but and it looks like Mississauga Steelheads are knocked out of the playoffs. Peterborough Pete's advance with a 2-1 loss in Game 6. So Mississauga, we are out. So hopefully there'll be more live commentary in the future as far as myself and Aces go.
So is that it for literally everyone on the Doghouse teams? You guys both got eliminated.
Everybody but
Bogey
and Greasy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Greasy's team beat Quebec. Shout out to Greasy, by the way. I actually met him like the day after the whole thing where his AGM went on a rampage or some shit like that. Him and New York Ranger fan, really cool dudes. We made a couple trades with them. Great guys, honestly. I'm really happy they could turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be. It's a great season. Great season. even with my team getting the early exit from the playoffs, it's been a great season, and it's going to continue to be a great season. I'm going to stick around to the end, obviously, because I do the radio show.
Yeah.
But it's been absolutely outstanding, and some of these people, that prospects coming up. I mean, it happens every season.
Yeah.
Every season you get these prospects that you just
rise up.
You wouldn't know. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't know them.
And this is the thing with Mitty that kind of separates him. He was a week 3 guy. He was a random assignment. He got passed up in the Q draft. So a lot of these Q teams had a chance to pick this guy up that's averaging like 4 or 5 points per game, and he just beat probably what was arguably one of the best lines in the CHL in general. That could be AHL. Some people say possibly NHL. And when you look at what Mitty's doing over here, like, I know, Mike, you were around season 6, and this guy ended up being a second tab, but we haven't seen someone be such explosive like this in a point standpoint since Bullet. Like, honestly, this guy's putting up such similar numbers.
Yeah. He's absolutely, and that's not to take anything away from McPluggles, and looks like McPluggles is out, which sucks. The highest point scorer during the season is out.
Yeah.
But the number 2 and number 3 continue on in Pauly, Chunks, and Mitty. Yeah.
And a hell of a season to you as well, by the way, Mike. I know we were kind of giving updates in you guys' series as well. Hell of a series to you guys as well. Just wanted to get that out there. I actually had you guys as one of the teams I thought would probably make a run in the beginning of the season. So just wanted to throw that out there. Great season to you.
Yeah, we ran into it. We ran into some tough stuff. I mean, it's hard when you go into the draft and you draft all veterans. I mean, that was our mistake. We didn't have a whole lot of prospects in mind. We drafted all veterans. They all get called up. We did not end the season with one defenseman that we drafted.
Yeah, it looks like we have Marino with the beer joining with us late here. What's up, bud?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Doing good. Just saw Barry pull out
Marino. Tell me you saw that game.
CHL history.
I was only able to catch bits and pieces. Me and Rowdy actually had a PS4 AHL game at 9:30. Because I was actually going to join the commentary and commentate on the game, but obviously wasn't able to ECU that game, so I had to play.
I'm not sure what happened to Mike. Maybe he lagged out. Yeah, I think Mike lagged out. But in case anyone wasn't here, I know there's a lot of viewers joining in late. Started out with a North Bay 2-0 lead in the first period, but then there was a lag out by North Bay, which gave Barry a power play. Mitty scored on that power play on an assist by Jamesy, and then literally like maybe a minute later, another goal coming from Jamesy, assisted by Bogosian. Mitty actually scored that goal, assisted by Bogosian. Then James comes back, scores one on a break, assisted by Bogosian, and Mitty goes off and gets a hat trick for the last goal. So that game ended up being a 4-2 Barry win, moving on, giving North Bay their first round exit in franchise history. Very interesting, historic on Barry's part. Their first ever playoff advancement as well, if I am correct. Never really been a franchise success, but I think it's official. The Barry curse has been broken. It's definitely official. Like, Mike's been in the CHL a couple seasons too, if I'm correct, and Barry's been a bad team for most of those seasons they've been in the city.
I was in the CHL 2 seasons ago. Otherwise, I spent most of my time in the CHL. I've been in 5 seasons. Unfortunately, I was only able to really give it my all in the last 3. And that's when I stepped up to AGM of Shikoutmi. So,
Mike, you were staff in another league, right?
I was president in another league.
Which league was that? I think I recognized your name from somewhere in another league, I think.
The other league.
The other league.
The other league.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Who would have thought that Barry would have been able to pull off an upset like that?
Like Marino, you, me, Vadi, and Wellfan were doing the predictions, so we all had them out in like 5 or 6. We didn't expect them to come in and go with 7 and win.
I didn't think they were. I didn't think they were.
You had a sweep. You had a sweep, didn't you?
Yeah, I had
a sweep.
I had North Bay in 5-6.
Yeah.
I think anybody who predicted this game had North Bay winning it, and the fact that Barry was able to come back and force the game 7. Well, not force the game 7. They went up. They were up 3-2.
They were up, yeah.
It was North Bay who forced the game 7, and unfortunately, that lag out is what cost them. Yeah, that lag out reset all momentum.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that's a bit of that's something that's been happening for North Bay consistently this series. They had a lag out the last game too, to where it was trauma and that. Where I'm not going to get into it, but there's been a lot of lag issues for North Bay, and
there's been a lot of let's be honest. There's been a lot of lag
in the whole league. There's been lag. Like ever since the whole Xbox EA shutdown shit that happened yesterday, there's been so much lag, and the input lag and that EA's game is absolute. Like, let's be honest, it's probably the worst thing when it comes to internet. But that lag out, like you said, Mike, that changed the momentum completely. And you and me and Will Fan were talking about that before the period started. Depending on who did lag out, could possibly hurt them.
Yep,
we were talking
absolutely.
about that,
and it did. It ended up hurting. It ended up hurting North Bay, and congratulations to the Barry Colts for an absolutely exciting series and taking the #1 team out. Good luck against Kingston. It's gonna be another tough matchup. I hope you guys are up for it.
They face another top scorer in Top Cheese and Scumbag Jared, a couple of the top scorers in the playoffs. I know Remy Darko's on that team. A couple of really good scorers on that Kingston team, so I could honestly don't be shocked if Barry possibly comes in again and makes that one a competitive one, honestly. Like, they slept on a couple teams in this one. I don't know if they'll sleep as much in that series as they did in the other one.
I think with Kingston having a BMW in net is going to change a lot for this series. I did say in the predictions that if Barry wanted to win, they had to test Porco.
And they definitely did.
They definitely did.
And me and Mitty were, like I said, we were doing an interview earlier, and he said that one of the things that they had to make sure to do was to pepper Porco and make sure that they put the right shots on him. And it seemed like they did. And he was talking about also how they had to be solid as a team defensively. And I think, honestly, all the things that he said came into that game, and he had himself a day, honestly. He just came in and took over almost. It was just like one of those things. He just took over. And that's the kind of stuff we see Mitty be able to do all season, and that's why he's one of the top scorers. And this whole credit to that entire Barry team as well as North Bay. Both of those teams fought so hard. And this is probably going to go down as one of the better playoff series that we will see this season. Probably one of the better ones we've seen in a couple of seasons. So,
yeah, absolutely.
What a key game.
What I'm actually questioning is the lineup matchups that they had. I was honestly surprised that it took 7 games to see both top lines end up playing each other. I would have thought that.
I'm not surprised at all. If you watch the Doghouse at all, I said if Barry can line match, you don't want to put your #1 team against the #1. Your #1 line against the #1 line with a team like North Bay. It ended up working out for them in Game 7. I didn't think Barry Colts was going to pull it out, but you've got to put your #1 line against the #2 line. Yeah. Stick your #2 line against the #1 line. See if they can pull it out. If they can't, oh well. You still got the #1 line. It's an almost guaranteed win with it. I mean, with a line like that, and then have your #3 lines duke it out. And it worked.
Yeah, my thought process with Sharp would have been that his #1 line, could have shut down Mitty and the rest of them over there. And surprisingly, for a period they did. That lag out really changed the momentum of everything, and really,
Ragu saying, I'd like to see Owen Sound take on Barry. But, like, honestly...
Speaking of Owen, Mike, have you given shit to Mercy at all?
Oh, absolutely.
What was that again? I couldn't hear you.
I gave him shit when he said it to begin with.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if you... Did you
Yeah,
guys watch
I did watch it, yeah.
I didn't see that. I didn't...
He's sitting there, Owen Sound,
He predicted.
Yeah, we're gonna go all the way, blah blah blah.
He predicted the Final Four run and ended up getting swept. And I maybe talked to Mercy maybe once or twice, and that's funny.
On the real, I
even
do want to say
something in the thread there.
Yeah, I saw that.
The handshake thread.
Yeah, I saw that. I do want to go ahead and say...
And I got shit on for it, too.
I defended you on that.
By the team that Owen Sound played.
By the team owned by us.
Yeah, by you guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure who did it or why, really. I think I forgot who it was. I think I had said something in there.
I did say that was going to be a tight series.
You said it was going to be a tight series.
If it goes to Game 7, then I see, if Owen Sound ended up playing the way they were playing in front of freaking By Mercy, Owen would take it. But it didn't work out, man. You know, I mean, you go with what you have, with the information you have, and I say it all the time. The Doghouse proved me wrong, and you guys proved me wrong. I mean, all right, cool.
And realistically, I didn't even know the thread was up until I was looking on my phone one day, and then I see OHL predictions rant / Owen Sound handshake, and I'm just like, oh, let's see what this shit is. And a shout out to Owen Sound on the real. Like, honestly, they're a solid team. Like, I don't care if they got swept. I don't give a shit when anyone says what the final score or what those games were. Owen Sound is a solid team, honestly. And why is Mercy getting burned on in the shout box? That was pretty cruel, sharp, LOL. But right, solid team in Owen Sound. We played them last season. They beat us in 6. Sport freaking glitch. They beat us in 6 last season, which was so ironic. We played them again this season. So a huge shout out to Sport glitch. Mercy actually sent me a message after the game and told us that it was a good series and all that stuff. We kind of chatted a bit afterwards. So much respect for the whole team in Owen. So whatever my players said, you know, I'm sure it was probably just in the moment, Richard Sherman on the best in the game kind of shit. So you know, I'm just a huge good luck to London. Much respect for them. I'm ready to play. It'll be good.
And you know what my prediction is going to be there. I've been riding the London Knight train all season. I've been riding the London Knights all season, and it's not just because my name's Sir Mike Knight. All right.
Hey,
but anyway, we'll get into those predictions later. Shout out to the Peterborough Petes for an absolutely great series. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to playoff hockey. There's nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, you play the regular season all you want, man, but you can just shake it off after a loss. With the playoffs, every game counts, and Peterborough made it count. And congratulations to you guys, and good luck moving on against Ottawa.
I actually got a PM from Bogey just now. I'm trying to see what it says. It says link ? I think Bogey wants to come on for an interview, if I'm correct.
Oh snap! Here comes Bogey.
Let's get Bogey.
Doghouse gonna overrun you here in a second. Hold on.
Hey, man. Hey, anyone's welcome, man. I don't have any problem.
Doghouse +2.
Alright, so looks like for anyone still watching, we got Bogey coming up in. The winning GM out of that series, I have Bogey, in quote, what's the man interview, my ass? But yeah, I have personal experiences with Bogey. I This season, I figured they'd break the curse. To be honest with you, I didn't know how good they'd be. I didn't know where they'd be in the standings, but I know that Bogey and them would break the curse, especially when Mitty was added to the equation. I know they switched AGMs and captains once or twice, but realistically, honestly, it was a solid season by Barry in the end, and we'll ask Bogey here a couple questions. Another member of the Doghouse crew over at Mike over there. Shoutbox seems to be lit right now, by the way. There's not one post that doesn't say a moment ago in the Shoutbox. It's probably about more active than the forum Shoutbox right now.
I think we'll hear the after party in the background when Bogey comes in.
Oh yeah, we'll hear Champagne's bottle popping. Oh yeah, Champagne's bottle be popping.
Oh man, if I was in their position, mine would be too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh dude, that was.
I'd at least be cracking a beer.
What was the start of the beginning of the season? It was an awful 2 weeks, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Barry was awful for the first 2 weeks.
They were.
They discovered MIDI, and it took off from there.
Then MIDI came along.
Good for them. That's huge.
Here he comes. I hope he has the bra soundbite backed up. Bra.
Those did you hear about? I have a feeling that we're going to hear some loud ass music.
I got a feeling.
There's two bogeys now. There's two bogeys. That's the thing.
Call him Boggy. He loves it.
Boggy, you hear me? Dude, you can tell. I can tell you this. Like I was psyched when I won that playoff series. This is actually my first. I haven't won a playoff series yet. A bit embarrassing to say that, but finally got my first one. Definitely glad I was with this team.
Boggy.
Psyched to play London. Yo, what up, bud?
Hold up. I just got a couple things to say, and it's basically. Actually, pretty much just 2 words. Pretty much fuck you to every single fucking person that had anything to fucking say about my fucking team. Just, I'm not gonna get into myself because it wasn't me. I have great players. Twiz pulled it out of his fucking ass. Mitty sucks. Everybody knows that. And Clutch played fucking pretty good. Everybody played great.
Mitty's MLGesus, isn't he?
What's that?
Mitty's MLGesus, isn't he?
Oh my god.
No comment.
No, to those that don't know, this is an inside joke with the Doghouse. He is absolutely not MLGesus.
And for anyone that doesn't know who MLGesus is, just ask pretty much anyone that's been here since like season 3 or 4. They can tell you. How
about you ask the team that lost to his second gamer tag in the fucking Memorial Cup? Oh
yeah. How can you not remember that? If he's not there, realistically, they're probably. I don't know if they go as far, but Belleville was a solid team that season. I'll give them that. Anyways, we're going to give it to Bogey, the winning GM of this series. Bogey, I was talking to Mitty earlier in an interview. Dude, no one expected you guys to get this far. What really pushed the motivation to pull this one off? Because everyone had you. You guys were the complete underdogs.
It was kind of just like a game-by-game thing. If you want my honest opinion, nobody on the team thought we had a chance. And we thought that, deep down, nobody thought they had a chance. I gotta mute my mic because they can all fucking hear me. Nobody thought we had a chance. I didn't think we had a fucking chance. Come on. Basically, it went like we lost the first game. Honestly, that's kind of a Debbie Downer. And then my line went on to the second game. We won. We won 4-3, 4-2. I don't know. We played great. And then the next 2, it was basically back and forth with us. It was they won a game, we won a game. They won a game, we won a game. It was night by night. Nobody had a solid night. It was back and forth every single day. And honestly, the whole controversy with what happened, it's in the past now. There's no reason to bring it up. We won Game 7 fair and square. It's over with. But it was just kind of a game-by-game thing. I don't know what happened. It just happened. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that just happened. And I don't even call it luck, but it's that Barry curse has been fucking beyond lifted. Gotta be by now, man. Are you fucking kidding me? You take a team that was
we already discussed what we thought was the turning point in that game 7. You guys are down 2-0. Tell me what did you say? What do you think the turning point it was, and what did you say to your team to get them back in it?
Basically, we were just forcing cross creases all day. Everyone could see it. Forcing cross creases. It was just play your game. That was it. Just play your game. After like the lag out happened, we knew it was just the momentum is gone. There's no more momentum. It was 2-0, and I'm not trying to bring up game 6 and whatever the fucking nightmare, but they did the same shit to us. They didn't do it on purpose. In game 7, anyway. I don't know in game 6. I'm not bringing anything up. Like I said, no more arguments. But
also, by the way, Boogie, your team is probably about to break the site, because I'm not even joking. The shout box is absolutely blowing up right now.
Have you ever seen a team supposedly as bad as mine take out the President's Trophy winning team? And for the record, we beat top teams all season. We beat London every single game we played them, except for one game. We beat Kingston every single game we played them. Mississauga was up there. We were back and forth with each other, though. I thought it was pretty even. I think they beat us a couple times. We beat them a couple times. It was even.
It was always a tough matchup.
Yeah, it always was. And every team we played, we never got blown out second half of the season. First half of the season was pretty brutal. Obviously, we didn't have Mitty, and we had a bunch of Frenchies that didn't know what the fuck they were doing and had any fucking clue. It was a fucking colossal mess, but we turned it around. Mitty obviously was a big help. I'm not going to lie and say that that's not why. We turned it around. Mitty is the team. I mean, you think I'm going to sit here and lie about that? Not at all. But let me say one thing. Mitty only won one game up to game 7. My line won a game. Our third line won a game. And Mitty's line won a game. Game 4, we decided to put the hottest people on game 7, and that was me. And we obviously clutched and fucking Mitty over there. So it was the 3 of us. We thought we'd be able to pull it out, and dude, I can't even explain it. It just happened. That's really all I can say.
Let me just say real quick. I was giving you guys a lot of shit in the first, not just you guys. I was saying all the things that you just pointed out were going wrong. You guys were forcing it up there. You were forcing the cross crease, and it was literally you'd enter the zone, you'd force the cross crease, you lose the puck, and come right back. Your defense was letting the offense in North Bay walk on them, and Twiz wasn't covering the post. Every single thing that I said that was wrong in the first period, as soon as that lag out happened, you guys did a 180. You guys started controlling the puck in the offensive zone. Your defense started waking up and not letting everybody walk. They guarded the cross crease absolutely well, and Twisted started covering the post. And in my opinion, the difference there, yes, your offense won the game, but the difference there was that your defense and your goaltending stepped up and did what they needed to do to keep you guys in.
Twiz was on the back, man. Twiz has always been, yeah, he had a bad game 6, but he even said he was nervous out of his fucking ass because he thought he was like, okay, we're up 2-0 right now in the first 5 minutes when he was going into the second game we started. Like, we're up 2-0, we can end the series right now. We were up 2-0 in the first 5 minutes of game 6, and we could have ended the series. But there was a lag out, and they ended up scoring fucking 10 goals on us. It was bullshit. Not going to get into it, but I think he was nervous out of his ass, and I think that's why he let in 10 goals. He was like, oh my god, we can end the series. But he stepped up.
I think a little bit of that nervousness carried over into that first period.
Yeah.
I don't know if you gave him some breathing exercises. Maybe you did some Lamaze classes real quick while you're getting the lag out back. But it worked out for him. And in my opinion, the hero of the game, even though Mitty had a hat trick, was your back end there.
Yeah. It always has been, man. Our defense isn't bad. It's just in the beginning of the season. Like I said, our goals against average, I should say, as a team is absolutely terrible. And it's because at the beginning of the season, teams were beating us like 10, 15 goals to 1 or 2. But I don't know. I wish I could figure out what our second half of the season record was. I wish I knew what that was. But we were negative, I think, about 15 to 20 minutes. We ended up pulling up and only being down for about like -5, 6 wins, I think maybe. Ended up being that's what it was, but yeah, I don't know what else to say besides it just happened. That's really it, man.
Going off what Mike said about offense winning the game, but defense and goalie stepping up. It's that stupid cliche, defense and goalies when you play off games, and it was more, your defense and goalies, it was their game to lose realistically. They just had to keep the puck out of the net and let you guys really do what you needed to do to win the game. So going off that, you don't need to have amazing defense and goalies, but you have to be able to play your game, keep everything to the outside, and make sure you clog up the middle and let your offense.
Well, what was going through our heads is kind of the first period. All right, let's give this a test. Let's just try to do because first you got to keep doing something until it doesn't work. It doesn't work to change it. First we were trying. Sometimes you can do that. You can go on the breakouts and keep doing that shit and being able to score goals. Clearly it wasn't working. We're like, all right, we cannot do that. We have to completely change it. And basically what we did is we worked the puck to the outside and let some open up and then squeeze them. We worked along the outsides. That's when some will open up, and that's when we forced them in the middle. Try to get some goals. And Mitty obviously had 2 breakaway goals or something like that, maybe 1. Mitty is always getting fucking breakaways and cherry picking them, motherfucker. But he gets it done.
I don't want to interrupt the dick sucking of the Barrie Colts, but we've got another Game 7 underway right now in the queue. You got Valdor versus Shawinigan.
Oh, it was you guys. What's up with you guys, Mississauga?
We lost. We lost Game 6, 2-1.
Wait, so you guys are out?
Yep.
Oh.
I'm actually very upset with that. I was kind of excited to play you guys.
I'm not gonna comment. I thought they were gonna go farther, man. I really did.
No, we had a tough run, man, and with that lag out going yesterday, the lags going yesterday, and the EA servers not being kind to us, it really screwed us as far as availability, and that sucks. But what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah. You were actually squeezing 2 games last night, two games last night. I think. But whatever.
We ended up having to reschedule because neither team could get enough people on.
All right. Well, we got lucky because half our team wasn't able to make it today. We had to reschedule them after the game. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night was a bit of a shit show regarding connection. I know that probably had a lot to deal with management-wise, because I know a lot of people that don't do management. Just so you know, when there is a screw-up on the part of Xbox or EA, it is such a pain in the ass to be able to get guys that are actually on and available that can connect decently. It screwed me over last season in playoffs, because I had a guy that couldn't connect to the EA servers throughout the whole entire playoffs. So. And all of us are managers, so realistically, it's a pain in the ass to have to deal with the EA bullshit that kids can't connect right. And Valdior's up 2-0 against Shawinigan right now. And what looks like
Valdor!
First or second period. Yeah, Bogey, Valdor, a Valdor alum over there.
Oh yeah, dude! If I could have picked Valdor to be my team beginning of the season, it would have been Valdor. That would have been my number 1 choice. But in the queue,
Shikutmi would have been mine. We all stem from the queue.
Hey man, I gotta head out, guys. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Yeah, congratulations on the big win, man.
So much.
Many props to you guys.
Peace out, guys. Colts.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck in the second round.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That was Bogosian. Just wow, to be honest. Also, thanks, Mike, for putting up the stream for some of the viewers for the Q side. That was one of the more amazing games you'll ever see right there. A huge upset. 8 seed beating a 1 seed that has been a powerhouse in the CHL for many past seasons. In season 6, Mike, you and me were in the C. North Bay was a good top squad with Lazy Joey over there. Last season, North Bay won the Memorial Cup. There was no North Bay in season 5, no O in season 4. I'm not sure how they were necessarily in season 3, but.
Actually, last season was my boy Stiffy and Kadri.
Yeah.
running that team.
They just absolutely tore through the whole entire CHL last season. Had a couple guys last year. They won their They had a sweep in every series except for two. They lost 3 games all playoffs. I think they went to 6 with Peterborough and they went to 5 with Owens out in the final. So those are the only games they lost.
It always seems like North Bay and Peterborough are two
the top teams in the East.
Two tough teams. Not necessarily the top teams. They're always tough teams. I remember London was kind of a middle of the pack team when I played 2 seasons ago in the CHL.
Season 5, they went to Memorial Cup and lost in Game 7. Back in Season 5. I've been in the season S5. They lost Memorial Cup that season. Like you said, Season 6, they were middle of the pack, lost in the first round. Last year, they actually almost pulled out an upset versus Islanders team, but they were leading the series 3-2. Almost, they could have won the series because they won the next game, but they had an overturn due to the legal lines, had another overturn, and lost their Game 6 forfeit. And this year, London was a top team, and a very annoying team to play on the ice, not off the ice. I have no problems with London, but they just play so fast-paced, but they're defensive and stay patient.
They're a very good puck-moving team, and what makes them annoying is you know what they're going to do, and you still
can't stop it.
Yeah, it's
Shawinigan. We haven't seen Shawinigan, fun fact, since the infamous Season 6 Shawinigan Characterettes that lost 47 straight games.
54. 53 straight.
53? It was 53. Wow.
Was it 57?
I think it was
in
something in the 50s.
Before they won their last game of the season
against you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh God. The only representative.
And to make things worse, it was against me too.
Oh God. Apparently connection was lost.
Yep, we have a lag out.
Maybe I think it was a goalie lag out apparently, because usually you don't see anything like that. Otherwise, it was a forfeit on one team's part. One of the two.
Unless we have the host that lagged out. It's very possible.
Well, that would be awkward.
The only team that has had ever a worse record than Shawinigan was this season's Guelph Storm. They had a worse record than Shawinigan did. Fun fact for everyone.
Here's the thing about that.
Shawinigan won 7, Guelph won 6.
Here's the thing about that Shawinigan team. Yes, they did go something like 57 games losing streak.
They won some of those games that got overturned.
Did you know that they only forfeited one of those?
Wow, really?
Yeah.
And a couple of them actually were wins, but got overturned due to some constitutional mistakes on their part. Correct?
Yep. And then we ended up, after we lost that regular season game, the last game of the season, we ended up matching up against them in the Q playoffs and swept them.
As long as we got a little bit of payback.
We got a little bit of payback for the. We actually had a couple radio shows predicting Shawinigan to beat us because of that game.
Yeah, you and Target actually did an episode or two, didn't you? I remember watching that.
We did do one episode. We were unable to get together to do another one. For those who don't know who Target Audience is, he is an NHL streamer. An NHL YouTuber. And he does a lot for the NHL community. He does a lot of YouTube videos, and he just did not have the time to continue with the LG. He loved his time here, but it was making his YouTube channel suffer, and he didn't want that.
What LG was?
Yes.
I was wondering why he had backed out. I didn't know a lot of people have him going to A or N. Because he was putting up pretty good numbers in Chicoutimi that season. I remember he top 15 scorer. Solid.
Yeah, he was also a line mate of mine. He's a great teammate.
Not sure what's happening in this Shawinigan game here. Is it just frozen, or what's the update on it?
Not 100% sure, man. I'm looking at the same thing you're looking at.
Yeah.
Well, it's apparently Nagy is playing, but apparently it'll be Team Nagy versus North Bay tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern. And also, Rowdy on his behalf has given North Bay a participation sticker in the shout box a while ago. Or they could go offline. All right then.
I guess. All right.
Wow.
Maybe
Huh.
it was Dream Host.
Yeah, maybe that's what's up. I'm trying to look here and see if there's any.
Or actually, I guess that was a makeup for a lag out.
Oh, maybe it was. That would make sense because I think they were streaming a bit earlier. I'm not sure necessarily who won that game.
I'm not sure.
That's a good. Yeah, I might try to see if maybe someone's in the shout box. Kuznicki is in the shout box often, so maybe somebody can get in touch with him. I'm not sure.
It actually looks like Valdor lost. The
Really?
host right here is saying that's a way to lose. Shake my head. Yep.
Okay.
Wow. So
Yeah, next time you
wins.
think it's 5-2, get your roster right, dummy. Get your rules unlocked,
Shawinigan won.
dummy.
Yep.
Looks like Shawinigan did take that series.
Wow. What? That was
Tough
not
break for
called.
Valdor. No.
Yeah, that a lot of people have Valdor winning that in 2 or 3. Shawinigan actually came back from behind. I think they were down 3-1 at that series and won both yesterday. If I'm
I
correct.
believe I'd have to go back and look at it, but I believe that I did call this as a 7-game series.
Game
I
1 was 1-0
I
Valdor.
actually think I picked Shawinigan to win this series.
Back and forth series, actually. I'm looking at it right now. If you don't mind me breaking it down, it was an 8 versus 9 matchup. Looks like the first game was 1-0, so I'm assuming a forfeit in favor of Valdor. 4-3 Shawinigan game 2. The character Reds take game 3, 5-3 Valdor, 4-3 in game 4. Shawinigan 7-3 in game 5. Game 6 was 5-3 Valdor, and Shawinigan seems like it takes game 7. So it was 1-1-1-1-1-1-1 for literally every game. No one won a back-to-back in the series at all. So
Yeah, that's
not true. Game 2 looks like game 2, game 3 were Shawinigan.
Oh yeah, it was Shawinigan 2 and 3. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah, that game 1 was a was an overturn.
The overturn.
Whoever Valdor's GM is, he posted in the kick chat.
Oh yeah, I choked. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It was illegal.
Legal
2
substitutions.
illegal substitutions. So game 2 had to have a double penalties in the second game as well. Back-to-back penalties.
Wow.
That's tough.
Well, 2 curses were broken tonight. Barry and Shawinigan.
Looks like it. But Shawinigan was those were 2 middle of the pack teams. There were 2 very evenly matched teams. And I knew it was going to go to game 7. Honestly, just looks like Shikoutmi. Not Shikoutmi. She looks like Shawinigan pulled it out. And that lady from Shawinigan can continue
she can continue to gather her shit tons of pucks that she has collected since NHL 13. Maybe if we could have those maybe if she could give some of those pucks back, we wouldn't have to deal with the bag of pucks trade every season. So this is a shout out to the lady of Shawinigan. Please send your pucks through the LGCHL PO box. We would very much appreciate it. Anyways, though, wow, Shawinigan wins that series. Barry wins theirs. Shawinigan was a pretty under-the-radar team in the queue. I didn't really keep too much up with the queue, but I kind of would peep around through the standings and saw a lot of teams like St. John's and Moncton and Halifax up there most of the season. But one of your boys over on Doghouse, Greasy and those guys, they went from the 13th place team in the league all the way up to 6th.
Yeah, they've had a wonderful turnaround since their whole management snafu down there, and they win their series in convincing fashion. But now you've got the Armada and you got Moncton coming back into the playoffs now after their bye, and it's I honestly don't see anybody beating these 2 teams.
This is the question, though. After a bye, do you get a bit maybe rusty, uncomfortable, like you and me were talking about with Barry. After being North Bay, you don't really want to start playing again now.
That's a little different. That's a little different. Where
because of the momentum.
Right. Whereas Barry, it's riding momentum. Where with
Armada, it's just more.
With the Armada and Moncton, I'm hoping that they continue to practice together during this off week and use the bye week to get better. I mean that's what I would do.
Oh, that game was OT. The Shawinigan game was OT. I just found out. That was a Shawinigan 5-4 win, and the reason they quit was because it was an OT game winner by Shawinigan.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Wow, can't get much closer than that, huh?
Yeah, you can't really, honestly. Overtime,
Anyway.
that's as close as you can get right there. It is. So, for the Q teams, the playoff matchups will be the Huskies versus the Armada, the Wildcats versus, would it be, I want to say the Screaming Eagles, correct? Or would it be Halifax? I'm not sure there. Shawinigan.
I don't know why the Huskies are matching up against Armada.
Oh wait, no, they would go up against St. John's. They'd go up against St. John's. Halifax would play the Screaming Eagles. I'm looking at the brackets.
Number one seed? Why would the number one seed play the number 4?
They played the last seed, I believe. The brackets
the brackets are all fucked up.
Oh, okay.
You can never go by the brackets. I believe it's the Armada versus the Cataracts now.
Yeah. Because the Cataracts finished, I think, like 7th or 8th. So Armada would play the low seed. Yeah, they play the low seed. Armada.
Am I correct in assuming that neither the Phoenix, the Voltigeurs, or the Titans made it through, right?
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
those teams just didn't put in stats, and I don't think either of them really. They didn't. And
really the Screaming Eagles ended up beating the Oceanic, right?
Yeah.
So it's Cataracts versus the Armada, right? It's the Tigres versus the Wildcats.
Okay.
The Huskies versus the Mooseheads, and the Sea Dogs versus the Screaming Eagles.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because I'm looking at it, and Oceanic got eliminated 10 through 14, so that would leave the Character Rats playing them.
And in the just to recap, we got the Barrie Colts going up against the Kingston Frontenacs, and you've got the Petes going up against the 67s. In the West, you've got the Knights, right? The Knights going up against is it the Greyhounds? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Greyhounds and the Spirit going against the Firebird. The Bloodbirds. My wife, she's being kind of goofy right now. I think that's her. Hey, get on Netflix and chill. But yeah, it's gonna be a great second round. I'd like to see what Barrie can do against Kingston. I mean, like Boggy said, they lead the series against Kingston. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup.
And what everyone's sleeping on is Flint and Saginaw. That's 2 and 3 right there, with two teams that are very fast-paced and high-scoring.
That is going to be an absolutely outstanding matchup, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And good luck to you guys against the London Knights.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Shout out to the Cribs Bros, by the way. Good luck over to them. They're a solid team. I think it'll be a pretty good series. I know their background. They're pretty solid for the most part, pretty much all around the ice. So I think it'll be a pretty good series. Shout out to the Cribs Bros and everybody over on London.
And Sarnia. I need Sarnia and Guelph. We need to get you guys together for that preseason cup.
Yeah, definitely.
We need to get you guys together. I mean, even if it's a Guelph forfeit.
It's something. It's at least something.
I mean, it's at least something.
Let's hit up Trish to pop and put that in the system for a schedule.
Let's see if we can continue Guelph's 45 game losing streak.
Yes. Make it to 49.
I can't say this enough, man. These two teams at the beginning of the season were just bragging on their pre
so much, and then now look at them.
You see, the thing is that half of the teams forfeit the preseason, the other half played TC players to try them out, and maybe you'll put out a couple of lines to try some things out, but besides that, no one gives a shit about preseason.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, we did everything we could to try out our TC guys the entire time. We mixed and matched people. Whoever just felt like played. We even forfeited a couple games because a lot of us just didn't feel like playing against other teams. I mean, it's not really a good gauge as far as how good a team's going to be.
That's true.
But then you've got people like Sarnia and Guelph who take it too seriously. And
Guelph having the best record in the preseason and then having one of the worst teams since the Season 6 Shawinigan team. So, and not only that, but like with my team, 3 or 4 of the guys that we just have randomly assigned was on TC and just play a preseason game for the living shit of it, ended up on our main roster and have been like great this season. Like for example, the Angry Mormon, he's on our main roster right now. Ended up getting 60 points. One of the better guys scoring wise on our team. He's on IR right now. He was the guy that was randomly assigned to us through TC, and he has come up absolutely big for us this season. I know you actually mentioned him in the show the other day, Mike. That Mormon's been absolutely amazing for us this season, along with a couple other guys. TC Flex, Drunk Yukon Kid, the defenseman, Synergy, Steiny, Body. I know you're chuckling inside about you being top 15 assist, Body, if you're watching this. We have so many guys this season that have just stepped up to the occasion. Imperialist was in a trade deadline trade, and he ended up getting called up for playoffs and put up I believe a 12-point performance against Peterborough. It was amazing. We called him up, but got McClement back from AHL. Then I looked at London. They're a really solid team too. They've been consistent all season. So I'm looking forward to it. Also looking forward to a lot of the other series like Saginaw and Flint. I think honestly, I think round 2 will have a lot to live up to compared to this round 1. I think it'll be good.
I don't know if we can top that performance.
We cannot top this.
Even if Barry does take Kingston Game 7, I don't think it'll be as exciting as this one was.
Definitely.
But good luck to all the teams going forward, and thank you to my Mississauga Steelheads for playing your heart out and playing all season and kind of doing the Pats way of next man up.
Do your job.
Not necessarily do your job. I mean, everybody did their job. We played a lot of next man up. We had a bunch of guys called up all season. Like I said, I mean, our entire defense was revamped from day one. Every week it seemed like we were dealing with more and more call-ups, and a lot of people stepped up. You were talking about random assignments. Shell Hero was one of our random assignments. He ended up leading, right up there as far as team leaders after we called him up permanently week 4. So I mean, you never know what you have down in the TC until you until you test them out, right?
Yeah, and I've played with Shell Hero a couple times. Solid player. I've not with him. I played against him a couple times in some former LG games, and like I said, honestly, you guys were a solid team. It looked like you were drafting really well. But honestly, in my opinion, the only thing that really killed you out of a 2 or 3 spot was the call-ups.
Tell me you were not shopping.
And if some of those calls don't happen, I think you're really much higher up in the standings.
I mean, that's the risk you take is being a CHL manager. I mean, one of the hardest things to do is to deal with the call-ups.
Definitely.
And that's one of the reasons why Golden Aces and I are taking a break from management. Next season, we're just going to skate and see what happens.
Returning?
Not next season. Nope. Next season, we're both just going to skate and wherever it lays, right?
Yeah, that's what me and Maldini are doing. After this season, you need to take a break. I've managed in the A, and it's nothing compared to what's down here. Down here is absolutely outrageous.
For myself,
headache.
the girlfriend will be joining me on.
I think it's tougher down here in the CHL than it is in the A.
That's what I
Yeah,
It has a lot to do with the prospects that are just, you never know.
Yeah.
And I know I'm with two former AHL general managers over here. I had a chance at AHL. I actually backed out for another season to kind of develop as a manager a little bit. 'Cause I thought I wasn't really necessarily ready for that commitment at the time. But it's probably a bit, I wouldn't say easier, but there's probably less complications with call-ups in the AHL.
You can use the word easier. It is.
Yeah.
The stress level that you have to deal with down here in the CHL and what you have to deal with in the A are such a
Sky
big.
high.
One of the things that makes it so much easier is if you have good contact with the owner of your NHL team. It's a little different where all your guys all have the same affiliation.
Yeah.
So as long as you're in direct contact with your owner, it's really kind of a breeze. You know, they usually try to work around what you have, or at least give you a heads up. Say, hey man, we got to call this guy up.
I was
Instead
lucky
of seeing where you have an AHL manager just call someone up, you don't get any kind of notification. I cannot even begin to name some of the countless times where I had an AHL manager just blindly call one of my players up just out of the blue.
Like I was lucky enough to have Stick as owner when I was with Albany, and Stick didn't call up one person the entire season. And I would say we had a line and a half of NHL caliber players that could easily played in the NHL, and we were just fortunate enough to have a great owner that has been around so long and knows the system in and out and is able to make moves, and it just makes it so much easier. Again, that's why me and Maldini can't do the CHL again. It's just a hassle.
Yeah, understandable. Anyways, great night in playoffs. Just a great night in playoffs. Barry, anyone that just tuned in, ended up winning their series in a 4-3 Game 7 win and a 4-2 win. With Mitty racking up a hat-trick, Bogey racking up, I believe, 3 assists. I'm looking at the statistics right now. So, Mitty ended up getting first star of that game, 3 goals, 60% shooting, 3 hits. He was very valuable on the forecheck. NYC Twisted, Barry's goalie, amazing performance on his part, 8 for 10, 80% save percentage, allowed 2 goals, and Clutch Jamesy got 3rd star, 1 goal, 2 assists, took 4 shots, 2 hits. A beautiful game on everyone's part. What's up, Mike?
I didn't actually say anything, but I am gonna go ahead and take off. Thank you guys for having me. For those of you that don't already, tune into the Doghouse. We will be recording this Saturday. Thanks for having me, guys, and good luck to all the teams in the future.
Thanks for coming. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you for everyone who contributed. Thanks to everyone who's watched. I know we had some technical difficulties early in the show, but thanks for everyone that stuck around and hung in there with us. First time we've ever really done this. Hopefully we can get some of these more exciting key games going for live streams. Thanks also to F5 Penguin for pumping it up on Twitter as well. Much appreciation. Thanks to Mike, Marino, CK for coming on. And for those guys and myself, we wish all the best of luck to the teams that advanced from round 1 to round 2, and congratulate the teams that were eliminated on great seasons. And for CKX Whale Fan, Marino Swag, and Sir Mike Knight, this is B Major signing out from tonight's broadcast. We thank all of you for your support and appreciation, and we'll see you on the other side. Stay classy, LG.